Welcome back from the Six Hockey Studios. Jordan Jacklin joined alongside Jaden Ho as we tee up Game 3 of this second-round playoff matchup between the Toronto Junior Canadiens and the Mississauga Senators. Toronto winning 8-2 over Mississauga just a few days ago. And man, what had happened here, Jaden? How do you think Toronto was able to really storm back after losing in Game 1?
Well, for Toronto, it all came down to special teams in that game. Their power play was automatic, 6 for 6 on the night, and which ultimately made the difference in an 8-2 victory. So for the Mississauga Senators going into Game 3 here, staying out of the box is going to be absolutely crucial. You know that the Junior Canadiens are absolutely feeling it with their man advantage right now. They're going to be firing on all cylinders in going into Game 3 here, and this is a huge game. Game 3 in a 5-game series. It's a swing game. The winner here is 1 win away from the GTHL finals.
Now for Toronto, they did have 5 different goal scorers in this game, but Chase Yanni was the one that had the hat trick and really stood out in all situations.
Well, Chase Yanni had a fantastic game with the hat trick, obviously. That's what stands out the most, but he was really solid in all 3 zones in that game too. He was defending well. He was good in transition, and that's a big part of why he was able to get the hat trick. He earned the trust of the head coach. He earned the ability to carry the puck up from the defensive zone into the offensive zone, and that's why he scored a hat trick in Game 3, and I can imagine he's going to be looking to add to that in Game number 3 here.
For Mississauga, how do you look for them to respond and just try to keep it at 5-on-5 for this game?
Well, I think they're going to be more cautious with the way they're using their sticks, especially on defense. They need to avoid getting into the hands. They need to avoid getting caught in the feet there of the Junior Canadiens. And the thing about the Junior Canadiens is they move so well in the offensive zone. And if you're a defenseman, you cannot be caught flat-footed, or you're going to end up either giving up a goal or taking a penalty. So I think the Senators' defenders just need to be very active and very aware of their surroundings in the defensive zone here in order to stay out of the penalty box.
Well, who will take the 2-1 lead in this series? That is the ultimate question as we get you sent to the ice for warm-ups. Game 3 Westwood Arena. I'm Jordan Jacklin, joined alongside Jaden Ho. As we unfortunately did not have first period footage of this game, but we're jumping right into the second with the Senators up 1-0, and we are underway. Junior Canadiens send that in the zone, but it's brought back out and picked off by Bonomo, setting a stretch pass up the other way for Costello up the left board. It was sent back in as they go after it. Junior Canadiens battle along the boards, but it's brought back out. Going after it there is Romano as the whistle's blown.
And with the Junior Canadiens down now 1-0, they have not trailed very much in this series. You remember they had the blowout win in Game number 2, and they didn't really fall behind at all in Game 1 despite the overtime loss. So this is a new situation for both of these teams, and it'll be interesting to see how they both react to it as the icing was called there against Toronto.
Adam Valentini on the draw trying to hold it up, but it's brought back in and the Junior Canadiens regain possession. They'll send it in for Jaden Connors now, who will stop up and look for options in front of him. Sending it up the ice for long. Valentini couldn't maintain possession. It's brought back the other way. With it now along the flank, they enter the zone. Trying to hold it in there, but they battle for it along the boards. Trying to go after that was Moreno, but it's Graziano now sending that in, and it'll go up and out of play.
Well, some good neutral zone play there. You could see the defense of the Senators stepping up at the blue line and making it difficult for these Junior Canadiens to gain the zone, and that ultimately forced Graziano to play the puck in a way that forced it out of play. So good start here in this second period from the Mississauga Senators, and we'll have to see how the Junior Canadiens adjust to that defense.
Dienop versus O'Brien with Jake winning the draw. Junior Canadiens, though, in their own zone, had to be careful there as a shot made its way towards Nico Armelin, re-entering this series for his brother Alex from Game 2. Down low now, they look to break it up. Setting the stretch pass, but the Senators generate another turnover in the offensive zone. Loose in front, Manza poking at it, but Nico had to be steady.
And that's a strong play at the blue line that leads to that chance for the Mississauga Senators, knocking down that clearing attempt and just getting the puck right to the net, getting bodies right to the net. Creates a great opportunity. Armelin had to be very sharp there as he had a player right on his doorstep looking for a loose puck.
Costello getting a quick shot. Manza off the pad of Armelin. Graves will jump in now as it's brought back in down low. It's a foot race for it, with Graves winning it. Back over to the stick of Manza, but just too far now, and Graziano will send it along the boards. Broussard will pick it off now and send it deep again for Costello, who retrieves it. Costello trying to feed it back to Broussard, just too loose, and Graves another shot, rebound! Still it's loose in front of the net, poked aside, but the Junior Canadiens clear it out. Brought back the other way now, it's Connors with it. Will showcase some of his nifty skating ability. He'll enter the ice, it was Trozo rather, but they send it in now. The puck is down low, trying to send it back in front! And it just came out once again. Junior Canadiens scrambling for it now as they're having some trouble, but here's Hong Wang with it. He'll stop up, looking for options. All the way around now, trying to set it in front, but unable to hit the net. Big hit there in the corner now as the Junior Canadiens on the ice, and Mississauga is back the other way. Starting up on the counter attack for Taylor. Just sending it into the corner as they get to it along the half wall. Along the red line now, they'll send it in back, as we'll see new recruits on the ice for both sides. Breer Lung on it now. Heading towards the puck as it's brought back. Hong Wang was onside. Look out! And what a stop by Frateroli, sending it in down low. But they maintain possession. It was Levine sending it around the boards. Misses the stick of Wang, but going after it there the other way. Trying to send it in now, and the Sens regain possession. Skating with it is Long. Nifty work to get around. Trying a shot on goal. Just was unable to hit the net. It's Valentini now helping him out, trying to get to it. And Caden Taylor will assist. It's Taylor with the puck, putting it on goal. And the rebound will come loose, and the Junior Canadiens will get it out. It is Wang with it. Hong Wang trying to feed it in front for Moreno! And it was Luca Romano with the shot, but it's turned aside by Frateroli.
And I've been really impressed by Hong Wang's play early on in this second period. He just has such great speed, especially up that right wing, and he can burn defenders. He's done it a couple of times already in this period. You saw that break he created for himself, getting past the defender and in alone on Frateroli. And if he can keep putting up plays like that, he's going to be really difficult for the Mississauga Senators to stop.
The Sens win the defensive zone face-off, but unable to clear it out. They do now, and it's along the red line. Turning back with it is Valeris. He scored a goal in Game 2, and he'll jump in now on the rush. Here is Valeris with a shot on goal, just missing the net, but there's a rebound in front. As we see some players down on the ice. Sending it towards goal once again, rebound! And it's another stop for Jonathan Frateroli. It's brought back out the other way now, going after it. A Junior Canadian on the ice, but Costello unable to reach, and they'll avoid danger in that sequence. Entering the offensive blue line, trying to clear it was Broussard. Some nifty puck handling skills will force them back as Martel tries to get after it, and he does. Martel with the shot, rebound, still loose, what a save! Jonathan Frateroli comes up big again. And it's brought back out by Dianov. Down low for Manza, front shot! And it's another big save by Armelin. Both goalies standing out in the second. Here's Romano with the shot, and it's turned aside by Frateroli. Going after Graziano! Still loose, and he's done it again!
What a sequence of plays there on both ends of the ice. Chances trading back and forth, and both goaltenders making some unbelievable stops. You see Luca Graziano skating to the bench, shaking his head. He had so much time and space to work with, and he just could not beat Jonathan Frateroli on that shot.
Romano on the face-off there. Look out, Connors almost got turned aside by his own player, but was able to break it out. As they'll send it up the ice now. Valentini with it, sending it in for Connors! Nobody in front, still loose. Taylor in front of the goal. And the Junior Canadiens are able to escape danger in that sequence. With it, there's Ryder Graves stepping up, but Hong Wings will turn it back. Look out, though. There was a misfire of a pass, and it's Breer Lung up the other way with a burst of speed, putting it on goal, and standing up to make the save is Armelin.
Well, transition play is so important especially in the playoffs where you're not going to be able to get that puck and hold it in deep very long. And so I think both of these teams have recognized that, and they're using a lot of speed up the wings to try and get past defenders and get shots on net. We mentioned it with Hong Yu Wang, and you saw it there with Briere Long. Both these teams just really trying to use their speed to burn defenders and create chances.
It's Costello on the draw now, trying to get it back, but Jake O'Brien, we mentioned how good he is on the face-off dot, is able to win it. The offensive blue line now, they're forced back into the neutral zone. Regained it, big collision, but not too much contact made as Trozo regains it. Up the left flank now, it's Valentini sending it all the way down, but not enough for icing. Levine in his own end. We'll send it in and get some assistance from Graziano. Stretch pass up the left side. The neutral zone now. Junior Canadiens having trouble clearing the zone, but they'll do so here. Here is O'Brien with it. Jake O'Brien up the middle of the ice. Valentini goes down. And it's brought back down the other way. It's a foot race for the puck. But they'll send it in. Both teams having trouble really maintaining puck possession now after some high event hockey. But loose in front. Look out here. As the Mississauga Senators can't clear it. Another big collision below the goal line.
Things getting chippy a little bit here. Lots of physicality starting to ramp up. We're in the third game of the series, and these teams are starting to really get to know each other, and I don't think they're liking each other very much so far.
It's Malkassian on a breakaway. Evan Malkassian! And it's another big stop off the shoulder of Frateroli. And they maintain the zone. Malkassian trying to put it on goal, but they'll send it in. Valeris had an open lane, but was unable to receive a pass on that one, as they'll send it in deep. Jake O'Brien will assist now as he gets after it and wins that foot race. With it there now, Valeris had an open lane, but look out. It could be a 2-on-1 the other way. Trying to feed that back. Ethan Broussard can't get it on goal. As it just goes up the board. Martel trying to send that in. And I'll get it in the red line as it's Ryder Graves sitting it back deep. Up the right boards is Wang. And they'll send it up for Valeris, who will jump up with a burst of speed. Valeris trying to put it on goal, but it was just too far from his teammate. It's sent back in once again. Bonomo with it. One of the only 08 players on this Sens roster. As they send it in along the boards. Another shot. Unable to get through traffic, and Caden Taylor has it now. It's a one-on-one. Here's Caden Taylor. Nifty work. Trying to send it on goal. But it just couldn't convert on the pass with Valentini as he battles forward along the half wall. Taylor will body his man as it gets sent back down into the neutral zone. Bonomo over to Graves. Graves will send a pass along, and it's another foot race. Look out, Valentini in front. Taylor scores! It's the first goal of the series for Caden Taylor.
And just like we said, it's the transitional play, the speed along that left wing by Valentini. He gets past the defender, and he takes the shot, and it creates a perfect rebound. Caden Taylor in the right place at the right time, and you know he's not going to make a mistake. But it's that speed of Valentini flying up that left wing that creates this goal and makes it a 2-0 lead for the Mississauga Senators here.
It's a 2-0 lead, as you said, Jaden, for Mississauga now. Definitely a better start. They had a good start at 5-on-5, but it was their undisciplined action in Game 2 that really was difficult, and now you're seeing in Game 3 they're doing a good job staying out of the penalty box, and they're winning the 5-on-5 play.
And we did mention it was starting to get a little bit more chippy here, and it'll be very important for both of these teams to keep their heads in the rest of this game, because a chippy game is going to be a bad news for both of these teams.
At center ice now, it's the Senators winning the face-off. So they'll bank it in, and they get to it there. With the puck now, Magione, as the Junior Canadiens get to it in their own end, setting it up the ice. All the way down, though, with it. And it's Trozo avoiding danger in front of his goalie. Saying that back over to Manza. But the Junior Canadiens, it's Malkassian keeping it in play. Graziano with it at the blue line, remaining onside. He'll send it in along the boards as Trozo goes after it. Trozo will send it up the ice. Trying to feed Costello, but unable to get to him cleanly. He'll retrieve it now Costello as he gets into his battle with Graziano along the boards. Junior Canadiens now will clear the zone as they look to gain an odd man attack. With it, there was Armstrong jumping in, but we'll see some substitutions now led by Luca Moreno. Up the ice are the Senators. With it here is Rafek Dianov. We'll send it in along the boards now. Was Ryan Days rather with a big hit along the boards. Here's Moreno with it, but some great transition defense from these Senators once again, Jaden.
Yeah, they've just been so aggressive at the blue line and making it difficult for the Junior Canadiens. They've really been aggressive in all three ends. With their forecheck, you can see they've always got a player in deep, putting pressure on the puck carrier. In the neutral zone, they always have players up high, waiting for them to try to escape the zone, and that's made transition play really, really difficult for the Junior Canadiens in this game. For the Mississauga Senators, they're just sticking with what worked, and the Junior Canadiens are going to need to make some adjustments.
Speaking of transition, it's the goal scorer Caden Taylor on the ice, and it was the foot speed of Valentini that was on display.
And what the Sens have done is just made it difficult for the Junior Canadiens to use any kind of that foot speed, because if you're getting stopped up in your own zone, you're not going to be able to build up any speed going into the offensive end.
Here's Muzinski sitting it on goal, look out, and it's Valentini now below the goal line, trying to keep it in play, and Graves does hold the line, but could be a potential breakaway chance, but the Sens avoid danger in that sequence. Look out though, 2-on-1, Taylor! Another stop, rebound! And Nico Armelin comes up huge. Manning the blue line though, however. They send it in for Long in front! Score! It's Breer Long, making it 3-0 Mississauga.
And Breer Long once again, just in the right place at the right time. The puck comes to him right in front of the net, and just a beautiful, beautiful finish. Soft hands, pulling it to the backhand and sliding it past Nico Armelin. That is a gorgeous goal for Breer Long. And the Mississauga Senators have a 3-goal lead.
And you really saw the calmness and patience of Long on display there. Had it on his forehand and just swiftly put it back to his backhand. Was able to put it 5-hole past Armelin on that play. As we're at the face-off dot at center ice at Westwood Arena. And the Sens now have a 3-0 advantage. But as we know in these GTHL playoffs, we even saw in Game 2, we've seen 5-goal period outbursts from just single teams alone. We'll see if that trend continues or if the Sens can shut it down.
I think the Junior Canadiens, if they can find an adjustment to get past that great Senators defense on transition, they've got a real shot at getting some goals here throughout the rest of this second period and getting back into this game.
Up the ice now, the Sens turn it over. They're able to bring it back up now, trying to send that in for Bonomo, trying to glove it down. We'll send it in deep, going to the heart, to the net there, as they'll jump in once again. All the way at the other end now, going in hard! Another big collision at the red line. As the whistle will blow, looks like a penalty will be called on the play.
Yeah, there was a big collision there in the neutral zone. I don't think that's what is going to be the cause of the penalty, but nonetheless, it looks like it's Luca Bonomo heading off here. So with 4 minutes to go in this second period, this is huge for the Junior Canadiens. This is a chance to get set up in the offensive zone. They haven't had many chances to do that because of that Senators defense in transition. Now they get an offensive zone face-off. They have the man advantage. They want to play with the puck in the offensive end and try and get themselves back into this game.
Junior Canadiens went 5 for 5 2 days ago on the man advantage in Game 2. Trying to send it in front, score! Make it 6 for 6 for Jake O'Brien.
And Jake O'Brien, this is just a beautiful passing play from the Toronto Junior Canadiens. He circles that, he goes around that circle near the hash marks, and he just kind of drifts in towards the net, gets lost behind the defense. They're all caught puck watching there with the puck down in the corner, and a beautiful feed. And Jake O'Brien makes no mistake on that play. That's definitely a set play. That's definitely something they drew up beforehand, and it works to perfection for the Junior Canadiens.
And all of a sudden, Toronto's within 2. It has some hope they can come back in this. They win the face-off as well. And here's Graziano with a burst of speed, trying to cut to the middle of the ice, but was turned aside as he stripped at the puck there by Broussard. Sending it up the ice now. With it there is Long, but it's just too far for icing, as we'll see some shoving post whistle below the goal line.
And as we said, this game getting chippy here. These teams don't like each other very much at this point, and doesn't look like anything's going to come of it. But again, we need to both these teams need to make sure that they're being disciplined and keeping their heads on in this game, because a little mistake and a little bit going over that line a little bit too much is going to cost you very dearly. Maybe even in games going forward, you know, there's a suspension in the playoffs. It could be devastating for any of these players and these teams. So you need to be very careful and very cautious about how you behave in those kind of scrums.
And it's Levine sending it in down low in the corner. Trying to come back out with it. There's Malkassian. They'll send it in for Graziano holding the blue line, but could be a potential 2-on-1 the other way. It is Taylor with it now, stripped of it by Malkassian. Back down the opposite end of the ice. Going in hard there along the board. Made some contact with the referee, but not too much. Valentini along the red line will send it in for Taylor. Trying to settle down a bouncing puck, and he does. Long will send it in deep for Taylor. In the corner now as they go after it. Man's unable to retrieve, and with it here's Valeris jumping in. And here's Xander Valeris once again sitting in front of the net. And Malkassian couldn't redirect it on goal. But once again, though, maintain offensive zone pressure. Grace will help out, sending it in along the boards for his partner, and they'll go up past the neutral zone. It's a foot race there as McLean gets to it. And now with possession there is Jinman, as the play will be offside.
Now for the Toronto Junior Canadiens, they've managed to play a little bit more in the offensive end since they scored that goal. I think they're getting a little bit more confident with the puck. They're making smarter decisions to get the puck up the ice. And I think they have definitely got a good shot at getting back into this game if they can keep playing the way they're playing. I think they've made the right adjustments here to their game, and I think they're very close to getting back to within one here.
It is Romano on the draw against Costello, and Romano comes up with it. Ethan Armstrong will send it in deep as Martel goes after it. Unable to hold the line was Romano, as the Sens look to strip the Junior Canadiens at the puck. Off the foot of Costello, now he'll send it in with Broussard going after it. Out the play, it was Armelin. We know with the Armelin twins, they love to play the puck and be aggressive. And it works out for them there, but the Sens maintain the offensive zone. Manza looking to retrieve it now, and Muzinski will keep it in play, but goes in past the red line. A chip pass by Muzinski now will try to feed it over to Costello. Looking for Broussard there, but some good neutral zone defense by the Junior Canadiens on display. Back down the opposite end of the ice, and the whistle will blow.
Yeah, you mentioned that neutral zone defense of the Junior Canadiens. They've kind of reversed the roles here, and they made it really difficult for the Senators to move the puck up the ice. They made it difficult for them to use that speed in transition that the Senators love to use going up the ice. So I think that's a really good adjustments here from the Junior Canadiens. Since they've scored that goal, they've made the right changes, and they've turned the tides of this game despite still being down a pair.
And it's the Junior Canadiens coming up with that draw now, trying to feed it over to Hong Yu Wang. But it will get sent back down to their own end. There's Valeris with a long stretch pass, trying to feed it. Now here's Hong Yu Wang with it. Wang will take a shot, score! Hong Yu Wang! And it's a 1-goal game!
And that's just the speed of Hong Yu Wang that we've mentioned. I mentioned it earlier in this period. He's just so good at creating space for himself with his legs. He gets wide up that right wing and just fires a perfect shot to beat Jonathan Frattaroli. And it's, again, the adjustments that the Junior Canadiens have made here late in this period have really done a great job at evading that Senators defense. You saw the stretch pass followed by the cross seam in the neutral zone. And that really just spread out the Senators' defenders and didn't allow them to clump up in the neutral zone and made it really difficult for them to stop that rush from Hong Yu Wang.
Well, stay tuned, folks, on the 6 Hockey on our YouTube channel, as there's just under 1 minute of action left in this second period, and it doesn't appear the offense is dying down anytime soon. Long in pursuit of it, but it's Graziano holding on and will skate it out himself. Here's Luca Graziano with it. Was stripped of the puck there by Trozo. Trozo along the boards will try to find Costello, but Toronto forces it back. A huge hit by Trozo! Going after Jake O'Brien, the superstar. And here's Valeris along the blue line. Back in for O'Brien. He took the hit to make the play, and Toronto maintains possession as it gets in, and Frateroli will glove it down.
And O'Brien looks a little shaken up here going to the bench. Something with his hand there as he got rocked by Gabriel Trozo. And you have to think the junior Canadiens are going to store that memory away. They're not going to let Trozo get away with that too easily. So, again, we can expect a little bit more chippiness to develop, especially going into the third period of such a big game. And the fact that the junior Canadiens have made this tight is definitely going to ramp up that intensity as well.
Cassian finds Martel with a shot, but it's gloved down by Frateroli.
And some more pushing and shoving going on after the whistle. Caden Taylor having some words there with Hector Martel, and looks like they'll let it go pretty easily, but both teams need to be careful here. It's playoff time, the intensity is in the air, and you need to be able to stay calm as we redo this face-off.
We see they're doing that set play again. Martel gets it to his strong side, but now they'll switch it in. Graziano will come in deep, up high. And it looks like we'll have to get a switch now. Martel will take the draw with Malcassian in shooting position, or rather going to the wing now. But nonetheless, it's the Senators winning it. And they send a long stretch pass the other way in a foot race, but not enough as icing is called.
Yeah, you know, the chippiness in this game is not just the after the whistle pushing and shoving. You also saw it in that face-off. Both of those players, Malcassian, just battling for that stick positioning on the face-off. And when you're in a situation like this and it's so intense, you're so competitive. You don't want to lose a face-off or anything at all. So that chippiness really invading all parts of this game.
Quick shot, glove down once again by Frateroli.
So lots of whistles here in these final 20 or so seconds of this game. You can see the junior Canadiens really like that play. The face-off win and then the quick shot off the draw. And they're really good at winning face-offs, so might as well
They do it again for Laris. What a save as Frateroli comes up huge. There was a rebound chance. Malcassian trying to get to it, but the Sens will clear the zone. And Armelin will still come up big. There wasn't enough time left on the clock, as we'll have some more feistiness after the whistle again, Jaden.
And like we've been saying, these teams do not like each other. They're so competitive, and this is such a tight game and such a back-and-forth series. The emotions obviously riding high right now, and the officials need to be very sharp for the rest of this game here. You can't let this get out of hand. Even as the teams go to their respective rooms here, you can see lots of chatter going on between both of them, and it's going to make for a very entertaining third period.
Well, for our 6 hockey fans, make sure to stay tuned for third period coverage of Game 3 of the second round playoff series between the Toronto Junior Canadiens and the Mississauga Senators. For Jaden Ho, I'm Jordan Jacklin. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Westwood Arena. For Jaden Ho, I'm Jordan Jacklin. You're watching GTHL hockey on the 6 hockey. As we get set now for the third period. Senators up 3-0 on the Junior Canadiens. As we get set and the puck is dropped and we're underway once again. It is Connors with it for the Senators as he sends it up the ice. Dumped in by Broussard along the boards. After it is Levine. But Magione was able to get to it. And it's Valeris now. Trying to send that up the ice. Nearly pickpocketed by Broussard, but able to maintain it was Martel, but it's turned over once again. The Senators hard on the forecheck. Turnstiling there was Broussard trying to get to it, but it was the Junior Canadiens onto it first. Both teams forcing turnovers in all 3 zones to begin this third period. Lost with it there was Morano. Trying to get back defensively, Martel does. We'll send it back now, and it's sent up the ice for Morano. Gives a quick little check there to Breer Lung on the neutral zone, but it's the Senators who come up with the puck. Breer Lung has it now, will send it up the ice. And with a burst of speed, Valentini trying to get to it on the backhand! And Armelin makes the save off the rebound. Long will put it on goal. And Armelin will direct it towards the half wall now. Here was Toronto with it. Sending it up the ice. With it there now is Romano. Trying to feed a pass over to O'Brien. But it just failed to convert. Back over the red line with it are the Senators. Playing it up there was Taylor, but nobody behind to give it to him. Generating a turnover there was Long, who will send it back as we'll see substitutions from Mississauga. The Matthew Manza line on the ice, going after it. And along the boards there was Ryan Days. Trying to get to it now, it's Toronto keeping it in. Martel with it. Along the boards, it's down low. Trying to send that back for Martel, but he just missed the net with the shot. Graziano falls over, and look out. Could be a 2-on-1, but the puck comes all the way down the ice, and it's picked up by Nico Armelin.
Well, as this third period has gotten underway, these Mississauga Senators have continued to be aggressive with their forecheck and their neutral zone defense. You'll notice when the puck is loose in the offensive zone or when the Junior Canadiens are starting out with it, the Mississauga Senators defensemen don't drop back towards their own zone as much. They stay aggressive and they try and pinch off the Junior Canadiens at the line. That's been what's been effective for them so far in this game.
Going after it now is Manza. We'll send it in down low for Costello. Picked up there by Toronto as they're able to get it out. Here's Wyatt Ginman now sending it in back to Ginman. In the middle of the ice now, Ginman will force it back. Looking for options. Ginman with a shot! Just going over, look out! But danger is avoided in that sequence. Mississauga will send a cross-ice pass now past the red line. Graziano was able to get to it first, but it's Mississauga forcing a turnover in the offensive zone once again. Graziano will play it back over to his partner, Ethan Armstrong. We'll send it up the ice for Martel. Martel finds Romano with a shot. And with it, here's Valeris jumping up on the rush. Valeris with the wraparound chance, still loose in front! And Frateroli was able to make the save. What a strong power move by Xander Valeris.
Yeah, great play from Valeris, just using his speed and his strength to get around the net quickly there and get that wraparound on goal. And Frateroli had to be really sharp there. That was a great opportunity that Valeris created. And the Junior Canadiens are still pushing here. They're one goal away from tying this game, and they're looking dangerous.
It's Jake O'Brien going after it, but the Sens are able to get to it first. Valeris directing traffic, but Taylor now, it's a 2-on-1 the other way, failing to connect on a pass to Valentini. Played around, the whistle will blow now. And we'll see what it's called. As we'll see some substitutions on both sides. Appears it was just, we do see a Toronto Junior Canadian heading to the penalty box, and it will be Luca Morano. So the Mississauga Senators are heading to the main advantage.
Well, power plays have been very important in this game and in this series. Remember, the Junior Canadiens are 6 for their last 6 with the man advantage. So for Mississauga, it's going to be really important for them to take advantage of this. And for Toronto, you can't let them score here. It's with this little time left, that could be a death sentence for these Junior Canadiens.
Valentini sent that in deep. Going after it is Broussard. It's below the goal line. Trying to feed that back over now. Able to retrieve it. With it now is Trozo. Trozo holding the blue line. But some good defense there as the Toronto penalty killers will get a quick change.
Yeah, and that's a smart change here. You don't want to stay out too long. I think it's tempting to stay out when it's like a 20-second defensive zone shift. You still have the energy, but you need to be quick to get off the ice. Take those quick shifts because you don't know how long you're going to be pinned in your own zone short-handed here.
And it's another zone exit for Toronto. As back down is Trozo. Looking to gain the entry. I'll send this hard pass cross ice, and it's Valentini with it with a nifty move at the blue line to keep it in, but Toronto gets to it first, and they'll clear the zone once again. And really playing the puck possession game here, and then they win this battle. Romano will just send it all the way down, and they'll play keep away as they clear it once again. Execute to perfection, and Romano gets to it first. Unbelievable. Here's Luca Morano just pinning it against the wall, and 3 players after it. He still has it, and he gets stick taps from the bench.
That's just a Herculean effort from Romano there.
Taylor with a quick shot wasn't able to get what he wanted off of it and looking to keep it in play, but it's forced back into the neutral ice. Here's Ethan Broussard now with a burst of speed. Looking for option. Costello has it. Will feed it back down low. Trying to put it on goal there. There was a player in front of the net. But it goes all the way down the ice once again, and Jaden Connors will have to go after it. Connors will stop up and send a quick pass the other way. Here is Taylor now with a burst of speed and the shot. Just unable to get it on goal with that one. Costello pinned hard against the boards down low. Trying to get after it now. It's the Junior Canadiens. On an odd man attack. Shot Graziano! And it's stopped by Frateroli.
And that's a good heads-up play there from Graziano. He sees that it's Matthew Manza defending him. That's a forward playing back and just taking advantage of that, pushing hard, being aggressive, and getting that shot away. It's a really good heads-up play to take advantage of a not ideal situation for the Senators.
It'll be Luca Romano taking the shot. Chase Yanni with as a shot option. Remember, he had a hat trick in the last game. Quick pass there by Ryder Graves trying to put it on goal, but it just missed the net. And here's the Junior Canadiens on the counter attack. Still looking to even up this game, once trailing 3-0, as they were able to kill off the penalty just moments ago. Down the ice, rebound, Frateroli, another save off his arm. And there's Romano now sending it in. Another chance as the whistle's blown. A Senator player on the ice down, and there will indeed, I believe, be another call made.
And it looks like this is going against the Junior Canadiens again, and this is the undisciplined play that we were talking about. You're in the offensive zone, you have the puck, you're getting chances, and then it's a needless penalty in front of the net. You're jockeying for position, and you just let it go a little bit too far, and all of a sudden now you're the short-handed team when you're already trailing in this game, and that's a very unfortunate penalty for the Junior Canadiens to take, and the Senators, I'm sure, will look to take full advantage.
It's Hector Martel that heads to the box for Toronto. And for Mississauga, now they've been given a second chance. Let's see if they can convert now. They're starting with the long Manza Valentini unit. You got Jaden Connors, who's one of the more premier puck movers at this level this season. High volume shooter as well. As we get set for the face-off, it'll be Long taking it against Jake O'Brien. And winning it there was Mississauga. Brought back to Connors. Connors surveying his options. He'll set it in deep. Here's Valentini now with it. Holding it in for Taylor. Back in front. Quick pass. Valentini loose in front. And it's a quick stop by Armelin.
And Valentini thought he might have scored there. He saw him pointing at the net, asking the official for the goal signal. It didn't come, and it's a crucial save there from Armelin. But good puck movement there. And good use of the body movement as well. You saw the Senators switching places a lot, especially up at the blue line, which just makes it so difficult to cover and for the defense to get in all those lanes.
Puck brought back up for Connors. We'll find Taylor with it. Up the left flank, he'll send it in deep. Trying to find Long once again. A player down on the ice looking for a call, but they won't get it. Quick shot, Long! Just wasn't able to get the angle on it. Going after it quickly. There is Jaden Connors jumping up. As he'll go all the way back now with it. Here's Caden Taylor with a quick shot off the stick of Armelin as Mississauga keeps it in the zone. Valentini looking for options, back over to Taylor. Taylor will spin around and drive to the net with it. Trying to feed it in front, score! Matthew Manza!
Matthew Manza has made it 4-2, and that's a very similar play to the one that Jake O'Brien scored on for the Junior Canadiens. He just gets lost in the coverage. The puck comes to the near side. He stays put at the side of the goal. The defenders get drawn in towards the puck, and he's left with so much time and space. A perfect pass across, and he makes no mistake burying that one. A beautiful goal and beautiful setup from the Mississauga Senators for that power play strike.
You just saw that was an example of Mississauga winning those puck battles, changing up their power play strategy, and it paying off as they're now up 4-2 here in the third period. Going after it now, they're in the offensive zone once again. With 7:30 remaining in action. Up at the boards, it's Maggioni now. Trying to get after it, but winning that race there was Valeris. Skating it up the zone himself. He'll find Martel with the pass. Skated in deep, trying to put it on goal. But that shot will just go up and out of play.
Now for the Junior Canadiens, you're back down by 2, and they need to be making those adjustments again to their game. They did it well in that second period to adjust to that forecheck of the Mississauga Senators, but you need to continue to make adjustments here. Look at what the Senators are doing. Try and find ways around it to get back into this game, and they need a quick goal here if they want a chance to do that.
It'll be Luca Romano now taking the face-off. So the whistle will blow. And we are underway once again. Winning it was the Senators. They'll send a quick pass down the ice, and it's a foot race for it. The goal scorer, Manza, going after it there. And there is an icing called. Some disagreements on that decision.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that icing either. It looked like Manza got a touch on it before it reached that red line, but nonetheless, it's going to come all the way back down now. And for the Junior Canadiens, that's a big opportunity that kind of comes out of nowhere. So you need to take full advantage here of this offensive zone faceoff. Try and get a setup or a quick shot off the draw to make the play.
Graziano winds it up, trying to get that on goal, but it was cleared out by the Senators. All the way at the other end, it's a 2-on-1. Matthew Manza can't get the shot on goal, still loose in front of the net. But it's Costello with it now, sending it along the boards. Manza will retrieve it there, but Malkazian back defensively to help out as they'll send it up the other end. Here's Romano with it, looking for options. Unable to convert on a pass with Graziano as it bounces over his stick. Down at the blue line there now, though. Be forced back once again. Malkazian will send it cross ice to Graziano. A nifty move there. Doesn't pay off as now the Senators are back in, but they maintain the offensive zone. Pressure, scores! Ryder Graves! It's 5-2 Mississauga!
And Ryder Graves, just a heads-up play, a seeing eye shot. He saw that Nico Armelin was not expecting a shot there. He just gets it off as quickly as he can, and it finds its way to the back of the net. A long point shot, just about as long as you can get from inside the blue line. And Ryder Graves, that's a huge insurance goal for these Mississauga Senators. And for the Junior Canadiens now, it's a huge mountain to climb after that Ryder Graves point shot finds its way home.
And for the Sens, Jaden, that was just a great example of capitalizing on a turnover and just making a simple play.
Well, that's what you need to do in the playoffs. When your opponent makes a mistake, you need to make them pay, but you can't make a mistake of your own. The simple play is often the right play, as we saw there. Just a simple point shot finds its way home for Ryder Graves, and that's what the playoffs are all about, just making the right plays at the right times.
And now the puck is back in the neutral zone past the red line, going after it. Once again, it's another turnover generated by the Senators. Valentini after it now with players going towards the net as the whistle will blow with 5:47 remaining in the third.
As, again, things starting to heat up a little bit more here. Looks like the Senators are going to be short-handed.
It's Caden Taylor heading to the box.
That's an important penalty killer for these Mississauga Senators that they're losing here. So Junior Canadiens need a quick response here if they want a chance to get back into this game. If you can score on this power play, you still got a few minutes left in the game. You can pull the goalie down by 2 and try and find a way to equalize, but they need a quick goal on this man advantage.
Quick shot, Romano, unable to get that through, but he'll pick up his own rebound. On the power play now, it feeds it back to Graziano, bounces over his stick. Cross-ice pass, trying to find it over. Here's Romano now in the corner battling for it. We'll get some assistance below the goal line. Puck is all the way around for O'Brien. O'Brien will walk it in and set it in down low. O'Brien. Back to Graziano. Over to Romano. Romano will send a cross-ice feed to O'Brien. Back to Romano. Over to Graziano, winding it up, but just unable to get that through. Trozo can't clear it, and Toronto maintains the offensive zone. It's Romano now putting it on goal. Loose in front. And they maintain it. Here is O'Brien now. Running up for a shot. Just missing the net with it. And it will go past the blue line, and the tired Mississauga penalty killers will change. All the way at the other end now, though. They try to capitalize on that change. Trying to bring it back. He'll stop up. Romano. from the point. We'll send that in. Graziano trying to get a cross-ice feed. Loose in front. Scrambling forward. Still it's loose. Down. 4 players on the ice. It's still loose. Another rebound. Frateroli standing tall. And they clear the zone on that one.
Well, that all starts with a heads-up play from the goaltender, Nico Armel, and he sees the Senators starting a change, so he steps up for the clear and fires it up the ice, trying to catch the Senators off guard, and it works. The Junior Canadiens are able to gain the zone quickly, get set up, and create that great sequence of chances. They just can't beat Frateroli.
It's a cross-ice feed from Wang, trying to get that over now, as it will be called offside on the play.
And now for the Mississauga Senators, you've survived so far on this kill, and just getting that last little bit of time off the clock here is so important for them. If they can get this kill, they're in such a good spot for the rest of this game to try and secure the 2-1 series lead.
It'll be Hector Martel taking the face-off just outside the offensive zone blue line. But it's the Senators coming up with it. Sean Costello winning it back. Trozo will send it up the boards. And had to be careful there as it came right onto the Junior Canadian stick. Morano putting it on goal as they can't maintain the offensive zone. All the way down. It's Taylor with a shot. A great save by Ormelin. There was a rebound chance as Taylor goes down with it. As some conversations being had post-whistle.
Oh, that's a feisty conversation down in the corner. Trying to see who's in there. It looks like Ethan Brassard, who just pulled himself free. And Caden Taylor, just a good heads-up play. As he steps out of the box after that penalty, he goes right up the ice, takes the pass, and then takes the puck to the net to get a great opportunity. Almost beat Armelin there, but a great heads-up play and good awareness from that passer as well to get the setup for Caden Taylor.
And we'll see a line change on both sides now. The Wyatt Drinman trio taking the defensive zone face-off, going out against Rafakdinov. We'll see more players heading off for Mississauga. We'll get set to... We're underway once again with 3:35 remaining. Trozo will send it in deep. Taylor unable to get to it, but send it in for Days. It's a bit of line juggling here now towards the end of the game. Ryan Days paired up with Taylor. Down below the goal line with it is Valeris. As he'll try to send it up the boards and he'll maintain it himself. Here's Xander Valeris with it. Will drive below the goal line. Look out! Going down hard. And there'll be no call on the play. It's a 3-on-2 now for the Senators. Caden Taylor with a quick shot. And it's gloved down by Armelin.
And again, the physicality and the bitterness in this series really ramping up here in this third period. Both teams really playing really tough, hard styles of hockey, and I don't think either team is enjoying it very much, but you can see it after the whistle. There's always a little bit of pushing and shoving at least, if not more, so expect that to continue to ramp up as this game continues to wind down.
Another offensive zone face-off for Mississauga. And it'll be Valentini taking the draw. As the ref has a conversation on both sides. Definitely trying to manage the game in these final few minutes. Doesn't want anything crazy to burst out. As we've mentioned, the physicality has elevated. Pass is sent around for Graziano. Trying to get to it, but it's pushed hard. Quick chance here for Mississauga. But it's cleared in. It's Jinman getting back defensively. It's Jinman, the puck carrier, now with it sending it in, and Armstrong will throw the puck in deep. Moreno going after it. We'll get some assistance there from Jinman. Able to maintain the zone there, going a bit of a battle there with Levine. And Frateroli makes the save.
Well, a good save for Frateroli, and he's been really solid all night here for the Mississauga Senators. Jack Ivankovic not available to them for this game, so he's had to step in, and he's been great. Bouncing back from a tough game in game number 2. And he's made some very important stops for this team.
It's Jake O'Brien line on the ice, seeing if they could get one more quick goal, and perhaps maybe there's some chance of a comeback with the Sens just playing hard and aggressive and trying to evaporate any hopes of that. There'll be a quick pass now in the neutral zone, trying to set it up.
Look at the battle there between Ginman and Gratz. Sorry, Jaden Connors there, just away from the play, some pushing and shoving going on, and you can really start to see the disdain these teams have for each other.
And the whistle is blown once again. We'll see what comes of it, as we see a line substitution on both sides.
A minute 54 to go now, and as this game is just about over, the officials need to be very vigilant right now.
Evan Gaudry on the ice for Mississauga. Hasn't played too much in this game. And it's a long-range shot from McLean, just off the pad of Frateroli and out. And going after it there, unable to clear the zone from McLean. And Toronto just having a difficult time exiting their zone here and into the offensive end. But they'll try once again, and it's Chase Yanni now the carrier with it. Going in down low, looking for options in front, trying to feed a pass in, but unable to get past the Senators' blue line. The puck is sent along the boards once again. After it, there is Trozo. Big hit there behind the play. And ultimately, it's continuing. Quick chance! A wide open shot. Bodies down, scrambling on the ice. And look out! Everyone's going after it. Chaos on the ice. And someone's down really hard on Mississauga. They must blow the whistle. It appears there is a player down on the ice. And the trainer for the Mississauga Senators coming out. It's Valentini down on one knee. Something clearly happened during that play, and it appears he's able to get up on his own feet.
Well, Valentini was just chasing the puck there, and the junior Canadian in front of them lost an edge. And then Valentini just tripped over him. It didn't appear to be any ill intent at all on that play, but I'm sure the Senators aren't happy about it at all. So I'm sure, hopefully, Valentini is alright. But look at the chatter going on between the two benches here. And the officials need to get this game wrapped up here. Just under a minute to go, and things are really starting to ramp up.
I remember the refs have to be careful here, because if any physical altercations happen, that could lead to suspensions. And in a playoff series like this with huge implications, nobody wants to see any star players getting suspended or any injuries occurring. So, as we see, I do believe some players have had to exit the game, as the messages are very loud now between the two benches. And we're finally getting set for some action once again. It's Martel going after it now. Be careful, there's a fight ensuing! Behind the plate, Matthew Manza going after it! And the refs knew that was going to happen. Punches ensuing once again! Everyone's into it! Unbelievable!
And that is all starts before the face-off. Manza, and I believe it was Moreno, punches are being thrown there between the two of them.
Multiple fights. The ref's got to do something. There's going to be multiple suspensions occurring after this. And if you're on the U15 teams for both sides, get ready. You're going to be called up for game 4. Manza going at it there. Ethan Armstrong was in the other fight. Valeri's into it now. Key players on both sides.
It was Moreno and Manza who got things started. Officials finally starting to get things under control, and I wonder if at this point they might just call the game. With it being under a minute to go and a 3-goal cushion.
I imagine the clock could just wind down at this point. It does seem everyone's exiting the ice now, as the chatter still ain't dying down on both sides. I mean, the clock does still read 43.3. So we'll see what the refs decides. A lot of sticks and gloves on the ice. And it does appear this will be it for the game. As both teams have a conversation with the referees on the ice. Bonomo stick tapping his goaltender Frateroli as he picks up some of the equipment. Looks like his own. As the refs are just sorting out this situation now.
And we mentioned the feistiness ramping up all throughout this game, and obviously comes to a head in a major way.
And Morano's heading to the penalty box here. Perhaps we'll just exit the game. We'll see what happens. Multiple players. It appears Jinmin was handing Romano's stick to him. And it's Bonomo heading to the other penalty box, so we'll see if any action does ensue. But nonetheless, that'll do it for Game 4 between the Mississauga and Toronto, with the Senators winning 5-2 over the Junior Canadiens. For Jaden Ho, I'm Jordan Jacklin, and thanks for tuning in on GTHL on the 6 Hockey. And make sure to watch out for Game 4 of this playoff series, with the Sens leading 2-1, putting the Junior Canadiens on the brink of elimination, and we'll see multiple 2008-born players